Hey everybody, Clifton here with CliftonWP. Welcome to another tutorial. Hey, in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to implement a simple checkout system into a website, maybe for a coach or a client or someone who's selling a product without using WooCommerce. Essentially, we're going to be looking at a plugin called Studiocart. Now, Studiocart's been around for some time. However, I feel like it's been floating under the radar and it's quite a unique checkout plugin. There's a free version of it and there's a pro version that offers way more features. But we're going to be using both versions. So we're going to do some stuff with the free one, and then we're going to do some stuff with the pro version. And I think you guys are going to like this plugin. Right now, this plugin is available. The pro version is available as a lifetime deal on Appsumo, but don't rush over there yet. I'll leave the link in the description below. Watch this tutorial first and see if it's something that may appeal to you. And if it does, then you should go ahead and get it. I know I'm getting it because I can see a lot of my clients using this for just a simple checkout process. So if you're ready for this tutorial, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so let me go ahead and demonstrate what I'm talking about here. So typically when someone has a product or a course or a coaching call or a consultation, they will typically have a website or a web page where they can make that offer, where they can present the benefits of that product. So what I've done here is I've gone ahead and installed Kadence and the Kadence starter templates. And these are the free versions of everything, and I've installed that in here on this WordPress install. I've made a few changes just to modify the text a little bit to demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about, so that this is more of a sales page, right? So you can get this from the Kadence free starter templates. So I've just installed this as a sales page, and this is offering a course on becoming a web designer in 30 days. And let's say this person has marketed the course, they've driven some traffic, and now people are ready to purchase the course. All they would need to do is click on get started or click on the purchase button, and then it takes them to this checkout. Now this checkout page, if you notice here, right here, is actually powered by Studiocart. And this is powered by the free version of Studiocart. So you can see here the name of the course, a place to put in contact information, the credit card information spot, and this is actually powered by Stripe, the amount total, and then the sign up. Okay, so very clean, very simple. So if somebody wanted to just simply sell a product or a course, or simply sell access to a course and have it be done in a professional way, this is an actually 100% free way to be able to do that. And I'm going to demonstrate everything from the beginning. So we're going to go to the beginning, start with a completely blank slate, and rebuild everything that you see here for free. And then we're going to test it out. We're going to see how it works. We're going to create thank you pages for this, and we're going to look at how things work on the back end. Okay, so now we have a fresh install of WordPress. I'm going to go to the dashboard, and from here I'm going to install a few things. The first thing that I want to do is I want to install the Kadence theme. So I'm going to go here to Appearance, Themes. We are going to click on Add New, and we're going to search for Kadence. Okay, here's Kadence right here. I'm going to click on Install and Activate. All right, so we now have our theme installed. Then I'm going to do some house cleaning here. So I'm going to get rid of anything that I'm not using. So all these themes that are here right now, I'm going to delete them all. Okay, so that I only have the Kadence theme installed. Great. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to install the Kadence starter templates, which are free. So I'm going to click on that right here. You can also find this in the plugin repository. All right, and we're going to choose a builder. I'm going to choose Gutenberg. Okay, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to install one of these free themes. I'm going to install one of the free websites on here. So let's look for the Web Designer Design course, which is this one right here. I'm going to click on that one. I like everything as it is right now. I'm going to say I want the full site, and it says here it requires a premium third-party plugin, which is basically, this actually requires the LearnDash plugin, which is a learning management system plugin. And but it's not free, but we don't need it for what we're going to do here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and skip and import with the partial content that it has, because we only really need the home page, and we're going to create all the other pages ourselves. Okay, so now let's view our site. All right, and our site is installed. This looks great. Now, the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to install Studiocart. So we're going to go to our dashboard, go to plugins, installed plugins, okay, and click on add new. I'm going to search for Studiocart. So I'm going to go ahead and install it now. Click on activate. We're going to skip this and we're ready to get started. So you see right here where it says no payment methods found, please enable at least one payment method in Studiocart settings. So this is very important for us to be able to do. So let's go to the settings. And right here, there are three settings: general, payment methods, and integrations. You have to have one of the settings set up. So for now, we're going to set up our Stripe setting. And I'm going to go ahead and add my Stripe details in here right now. So I've added in my Stripe details. So now let's just quickly go through the settings. Okay, so this is the free version of the plugin. These are the settings. Over here on the left, we have products, orders, subscriptions, the categories, tags, settings, templates, reports, and contact us. Right here under templates, there are available templates from Studiocart that you can go ahead and look at. And they have templates for Elementor, they have templates for Divi and Gutenberg. Right, so, but we're going to use our own. We're going to use Gutenberg, but we're not going to use any of these templates here. You can, and they look very nice, but we're going to use our own because I like to build my stuff from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. Right here is where you set up your general settings. So your currency, your country, and the currency position and decimals and things like that. And there's a spot for you to put in your terms and conditions URL. Then here in the payment methods, they offer cash and delivery, Stripe, and PayPal, right? So these are all offered. And then right here under integrations, we have Active Campaign, MailChimp, Member Vault, Kajabi, SendFox, and you can enable Facebook ad events. Okay, and that's about it on all the settings. So very simple and very straightforward. The next thing that we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take a look at creating a product and setting up our first checkout. Okay, so here's what I really like about Studiocart. In your typical or traditional e-commerce, like WooCommerce, for instance, you usually have a product and it's usually a post type by itself. And then you have your cart and you have the checkout. But what Studiocart's done is it's taking the product and the checkout and made them into one thing. So as you create a product, what ends up happening is that product has its own dedicated checkout. What that allows you to do is basically you can have as many products as you want with as many checkouts as you want, and each checkout can be completely different and unique to each product. So I'm going to show how this makes sense here in a moment, but it's actually a very, very brilliant way of selling things very, very quickly without too much complication. So this is particularly going to be good for if you are selling an info product. You can also sell physical products, but it might take a little bit of customization to do that. But it's really meant for being able to collect payments very quickly and creating a customized checkout or a good conversion focused checkout. So let's take a look at creating a product. So when I go over to the Studiocart menu here, I'm going to click on products and we're going to click on add new product. Now, when you get here, now remember, we're using the free version. So in the free version, one of the things that I notice is that when I create a product, it gives me the classic editor. Now, WordPress currently uses Gutenberg, but the classic editor option is still available. But this particular plugin, the free one at least, puts you into the classic editor mode. So, but let's just go here and let's create a product. And we're going to call this product our website design course. Okay, I'm going to leave the editor alone and I'm going to scroll down to the product settings. So this is where all the magic happens. And let's just go over these settings real quick. So over here, what you'll notice is that there are 7 settings. There's general, page access, payment plans, order confirmation, notifications, integration, and tracking. Under the general tab, this is where you get to put the public name of the product. So we're calling our product the website design course, and I'm going to go ahead and populate that in here as well. Then the page header color has to do with the header of this page, right? And then you can hide the page title, which we're going to go ahead and do. And then there's a button text for the checkout, right? So I'm going to change this to get the course, or actually more appropriately, sign up for the course. Okay. And then this is the color of the button for when people order, right? So you can change this to any color that you want. For instance, I might decide to change this to closer color to the colors of what we're using for our current theme. All right, great. So that's deals with the general. Now next is the page access. And by page access, what they mean here is when is the cart available? And you can actually set up the cart to be available on a specific date. You can set it up to close on a specific date, and then whenever any of these conditions are true, it will display a message, right? Or you can create a custom message if you want. Okay, or you can perform a redirect to a different page. You can also limit sales. So if you want to only say, you know, there's only 100 of these available, then this is where you would put that information. Okay, let's go ahead and clear this out. Then next are payment plans, and this is where a lot of the magic happens. And I can't believe that this is available in the free version, but this is a really, really smart idea. So first, you can choose to have things on sale, and you can schedule a sale, right? So you can say this is not available until a certain time, and you can have a sale available, right? The other thing is you get to create as many different payment options as possible. And there's multiple ways to be able to use this. So the first way to be able to use it is just as a simple payment, right? So let me go ahead and turn these off so we can see just the natural flow of things. So if I click on add new, here are all the options of what we get to fill out in our payment, right? So the typical ways we just set up a simple payment. So just one payment. I'm going to call this again, website design course is going to be my plan ID. I'm going to get rid of the spaces so it's more of an ID. And I'm going to say this is a one-time payment. But what are the other options that are available? Well, you have options for recurring payments, and you have an option for a free product. So you can actually set up one-time payments or recurring payments and have subscriptions going right here in the free version of the plugin. So if I select recurring payments, it gives me the option for the price, the payment intervals, how many payments I get to make, and the payment intervals. So, but we only want this to be a one-time payment. Then you get to change the option label. So for instance, let's say I'm going to make this just the website design course is what I'm going to label this as. Okay, so you can label it anything that you want. And this course is, let's say this course is going to be $399. And this is now our payment option. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and save this, and let's preview the product. So now I want to warn you, when we go to preview the product, it does look kind of interesting, right? So this is a template that comes with Studiocart, but we're not going to be using this at all, because Studiocart actually produces or provides a shortcode, and that shortcode we can embed in a page of our choosing. And that's what I did when I showed you the landing page there in the beginning, or the checkout page there in the beginning. So you'll notice if I go to products here, you'll see that there's a shortcode here that we can use for that. Okay, now the pro version has a lot more options for this kind of thing, but this free version actually has a lot of options as well. So I'll show this in a little bit, but let's go back to our product. Okay, so I want to show you a couple more things with this product. So when we come over here, then the other settings that we have other than payment plans is you also have order confirmation, where you can choose to display a message, display a page, or perform a redirect after someone has purchased something. So you can actually create thank you pages and embed some short codes in there that will show some details of the purchase, and then have this redirect to that thank you page. And then we also have notifications. So notifications is where you can create the emails, right? So you can create as many notifications as you need, right? So I can just come here and keep creating notifications. You can create emails for your team, emails for order fulfillment, emails to the buyer, emails to the seller. You can create all kinds of emails with this, and they're just very simple emails. And you just basically, you can enter an email for a specific, maybe you have a specific team member you want to send this email to, or the purchaser or the admin. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these because we're not going to be sending any emails for now. Okay. Then you have integration. So on the integration side, if you remember earlier on, let me go back here. So if you remember under settings, and if you go to integrations, you see all these integrations here. If we had API keys for these different, for instance, for these different CRMs like ActiveCampaign and ConvertKit and MailChimp, MemberVault, and so on, if we had those active, then when you actually go to your product and you click on integrations, then you will be able to integrate those options in here. But right now, because we're using the free version and we don't have those API keys connected, you're not able to see, this list will actually change depending on what's available. Also, there's certain plugins that this is compatible with, like MemberPress and other membership plugins that it also works with, and it has integrations with those as well. And then the Pro version has even more integrations, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. So, but one of the things that it comes standard with is the ability to be able to create a user. So imagine that you're running a membership site here and you want to be able to have someone purchase the product and have it simultaneously create a user for you as when the person purchases the product. You can actually do that here by setting this up, and this is in the free version. So here are the triggers. They purchased a product and you can select which plan they picked, and then you can assign them a role, and you can actually have Studiocart send them the new user, password, and email. And that way, when the product purchase happens, they get a login and a password, and they can log in and access whatever content is available. Okay, and then the last thing here is tracking for all your Google Analytics and any other kind of tracking that you want to do. And that covers all the product settings. So what we're gonna do now is let's go ahead and set this up as a real product. So what I wanna do is I wanna have a website design course. I want to have a payment plan. So the first one I'm gonna do here, we're gonna call this our one-time payment, and maybe I call this website design course, and we will label this one-time payment. All right, then let's add a second one just for fun. So I'm gonna add a second payment plan, and this will be, let's call this website design course 2. And in this case, this is gonna be a recurring payment. So I'm gonna say I would like 2 payments, and we'll say 2 payments of $200. So 2 payments of $200, the price is $200. And we can set that up to be weekly, monthly, or annually. I'm gonna set this up to be monthly. And number of payments will be 2. All right, and then that will do it for us for setting this up. I'm gonna go ahead and update here. I'm going to view this, and I'm only using this just to make sure that our options are in place. So if we look at here at this checkout, we can see here we have our payment plan. You have 2 payments of $200, or we have the one-time payment. Okay, then we have a place to put in our contact information because Stripe is enabled, but on test mode, and then our total and so on. So, and here's our sign up for the course link. All right, we're not gonna use this. This is just, we just created this. This is just looking at the post type of the product. What we are going to do next is we're going to go ahead and grab the short code and then put that into a page of our choosing. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to go back to the product here. I'm going to go to products, and this is the short code that I'm going to grab. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to pages. I'm going to click on add new, and we're going to call this page website design course. And let's go ahead and just for fun, we're gonna go ahead and test our cart, right? Test our product and see how that looks. So I'm gonna create a row here. So let's create a row layout, and we're gonna do a 2-column layout just for fun. I'm gonna put just some text here. So we're gonna go to, I'm gonna use the advanced heading, which is my favorite from Kadence Blocks, advanced heading. And we're gonna say, become a website designer in 30 days. Okay, this is just a placeholder for now. We're gonna actually style this and build this out to be really nice. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here, and there's a couple ways that we can add our product. Search for custom HTML, okay? Or I can use the shortcode. Since I already copied the shortcode, I'm gonna just go ahead and grab the shortcode, and I'm gonna paste the shortcode in here. All right, so this is the shortcode for our product. And remember, this is very rudimentary. We're gonna style this pretty nice, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and click publish. And now let's view the page. All right, so we can see here is our product, right? So we've got the payment plans that we selected, right? We can select each one. We have the fields for the products. We have our payment info, and we have the ability for people to sign up for the course, and our total is listed right here. So what happens if I select the 2 payments of $200? When I select that, if you notice our payment down here, it says due today is $200, and then it tells them $200 each month. Okay, so already I'm in business, right? I can go ahead and actually send this out and have people pay me for my course or my education or whatever it is that I'm doing, and I'll show you how to tie this all together and make this look nice. But the first thing we want to do is we want to actually have a very presentable checkout page. So let's go ahead and do that. It's going to be a fun part of building out a nice checkout page using Kadence and Kadence Blocks, and we're going to do it all for free. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and edit this website design course page checkout. And what I want to do is I want to present this as the product page, a little bit of a description of the product page, and the checkout as well. So I already have my 2 columns here, and you can always open this up to see sort of the layout that you're working with. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to make this a little bit more prominent. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to increase this text. So we're going to use Work Sounds as our Google font. I'm going to increase this to 800, and I want the size to be 65. So nice and big. And then we'll do a line height of 70. Bring that. All right, so when we look at this, okay, this looks really good. The next thing I want to do is I want to close the gap between the rows a little bit, so it's a little bit closer. And let's make this text slightly smaller. So I'm going to come here, and we're going to go, let's look at 55. All right, that looks good. I'm thinking 60. All right, 60 looks better. All right, 60 looks better. Great. And well, since I'm doing it at 60, then maybe I do want my rows to be at 50%. So I'm going to grab my row here, and we're going to increase this a bit to 50%. All right, now that looks really good. Okay, then the next thing that I want to do is I want to create some highlighting in here. So become a website designer. So let's highlight website designer. I'm going to come here, go to the small arrow right here, select highlight. And then I'm going to move over to the right side over here, and I'm going to search for my highlight settings, and I'm going to change this color to more of the website colors right there. Okay, so let's use that light one right there, and now that looks really good. Then the next thing is, you need some descriptive text at the bottom. So let's go ahead and add a new paragraph. I'm going to use the advanced heading version of paragraphs, which is basically adding in the advanced heading and changing the heading option to a paragraph. And then we're going to need some text to go here. So I'm going to go to my favorite text generator, which is lipsum.com. And we're just going to grab some random text. So let's just grab about that much. This is plenty. Go back to the site, paste it in, and now we have some text. Next, we're going to go ahead and style the actual checkout. So I'm going to close this up for a little bit so we can see what we're doing. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this section. Okay, I'm going to move over to the customization options here, and what I want to do is I want to create a box shadow. Okay, and I want my box shadow to be a little bit more extensive, so we're going to set this to 30, and then I'm going to change the color a little bit here. So I really want a very faint bluish color, something really subtle, and that looks really good. Tinted a little more blue. There we go. A little more blue. Okay, there we go. All right, so that looks good so far. And then the next thing that I want to do here is I just want to make sure that there is some text above this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus sign, click on advanced heading. I'm going to write checkout, and then I'm going to shift this right above. Whoops. Looks like we have some additional blocks here. Let's remove those. I'm going to shift this right above our shortcode, okay? So it shows up above the checkout. And so far, now that we've designed this, let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like. So I'm going to update, click on View Page, and you can see that our checkout page is actually coming together quite nicely. So now we're going to add some spacing, and we're going to configure the actual page itself so that it's a nice, clean checkout. So I'm going to go back, click on Edit. One of the things I want to do is I want to configure this page. I'm going to disable the title. I'm going to set it to full width. I'm going to do unboxed. I'm also going to disable any vertical padding. So now I have the full width of the page. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the row again. And now that I have the row selected, I'm going to go to structure settings, and in structure settings, I'm going to hit make the content max width inherit from themes. It's about 1290 pixels. Then I'm going to select this section again, and I'm going to look for the padding options, and I'm going to create a padding here of 30 pixels all around. Okay, this is going to create some nice padding for the page. Okay, and now that looks really good. I think this text, the line height here is a little too much, so let's go ahead and fix that. So I probably want this to be 65, and now that looks a lot better, a lot cleaner. We'll go ahead and update this. And I'm now going to view the page, and you can see our checkout is looking even better than it did before. Now there are a couple of things that we want to do as well. I want to create a little bit more spacing in here, so allow everything to be able to breathe a little bit better. And we're going to just add a nice little design touch to it that's going to make the checkout pop out a little bit more. So I'm going to go here, edit page. I'm going to look to the right over here, and I'm going to select the cadence options. So this little page thing here, I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to disable the header, and I'm going to disable the footer. Okay, that way I'm only dealing with the content of the page. Typically in a checkout, you really do want it to be distraction free so that the customer can sort of focus on making their payment. Then I'm going to come here to this section right here, and what I want to do, select the section, go to the block settings, and here I'm going to add some padding. And we're going to add some padding of 30 pixels as well. Okay, 30 pixels all around. And now you can see it kind of made my text a little smushed. So why don't we go ahead and reduce this slightly. So I'll go to 20 pixels. And that looks a lot better. Okay, and then next, what I want to do is I want to add some design element to the row itself. So I'm going to open up my layout tree, select the row, and right here where I have the row selected, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the right and look at the customization options. I want the background overlay settings, and I'm going to select the gradient option. See here, and then we're going to make the first color light gray. So let's see how this looks. And the second color, a darker gray. Okay, that looks really good already. But what I want to do is I want to create sort of a slant here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the angle a little bit. So yeah, that looks really good there. And then I'm going to reduce some of the location here so that it creates a much more defined line. So let's go ahead and increase location. There we go. I actually want this to be increased in the opposite direction. So we're going to go this way. And then I'm going to shift the gradient angle like so. And let's close this out so we can see the full thing of what we're doing here. So I'm going to shift the gradient angle just like that. And I think where I need this to be is going to be about 315 degrees. All right, that looks really good. And then the next thing that I want to do is I want to create some spacing, like I said. So keeping the row selected here, I'm going to go to padding and margin. I'm going to increase the top here to 250 and the bottom to 250. Now it does look a little bit too big, so let's make it 150. 150. All right, and that looks a lot better. Okay, now the other thing that I want to do here is now that I've increased that, I need to shift this over a little bit. So I'm going to come back here to my location, and we're going to bring this down and bring this down. Awesome. Now I do think this is a little bit too dark. So what I want to do is I'm going to come here, select a lighter color, come here and make this a white color. And then we're going to just gradually increase this color a little bit so that it becomes a little more prominent. Let's go ahead and select this again and just bring it lighter, a little lighter. Let's do that again. Sorry, it's not. And maybe this time we just reduce opacity. There we go. Okay, so that's nice, and that way we can still see our text. Then the next thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that this section right here, that this section has its own background color. So I'm going to select this section, go to background color, and I want this to be white. Okay, and then just take a look. Everything looks really good. Click update. And when we view the page, excuse me, now we can see that we have a much more cleaner looking checkout. If I zoom out a bit on this here, you'll see that our checkout is really nice. Checkout over here, it pops out, you can see it, and we can even zoom this in and see our options available for us. And just like that, we have a beautifully designed checkout page for our Become a Website Designer in 30-day product. So this is really cool. We can add images, trust signals, and so on to this, and we are ready to rock and roll. So the next thing that's left to find out is, does it actually work? If I actually put some information in here, will I be able to flow through and check out using this checkout page, right? And we can absolutely test it with our credit card number here. So why don't we go ahead and do that? But before we do that, there is one thing that I want to do. I do want to create a thank you page. That way, once we check out, we can go ahead and see a thank you page. But you know what? Before we do that, why don't we just go ahead and check out with the way that it is right now. Let's just see how this works. So I'm going to come over here, and we're just going to put in some information. Let's say phone number is not required, so we're going to leave that alone. And then we're just going to go ahead and put in our dummy credit card information for Stripe. And $3.99 due today. We're going to use the one-time payment option, and I'm going to click on sign up for the course. And once you're done with that, you get this thank you page. Thank you, we received your order. You can see what you ordered, and that is now done. Next, I want to show you how to turn this thank you page into a much nicer thank you page, so that it doesn't have this standard template here. And remember, guys, we're still on the free version of Studiocart. So let's go ahead and create a better thank you page. We'll run it back again, and that way you'll get to see what that looks like once you've done it. So to create a thank you page, let's go back to the dashboard. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to pages, all pages. And what I want to do is I want the thank you page to look a lot like the actual product page or course page. And when I say that, I don't mean the product page on the Studiocart. I mean the page that we created and embedded the shortcode in. So I'm going to come here, click on edit. And what I want is I want this block right here. I just want this whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to these three dots right here. And this is a really cool way to transfer a design to a new page. Just go to the three dots here in the right corner, go to code editor, and you'll see it in code formats. Go ahead and copy this code, and let's revert back to the code editor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of this, click on add new, and I want to call this thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and paste the code right here, and now I have the full layout that I had before. Now I just need to make some changes to make it an appropriate thank you page. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to set up the page by clicking on the page icon. I'm going to disable the page title. I'm going to set it to full width. I'm also going to set the content style to be unboxed, and the vertical padding will be disabled. I'm also going to disable the header and the footer because I just want the thank you page to be there by itself. Now in the thank you page, you can add anything you want. You can add access to any assets that you may have sold, any additional information, or even instructions for accessing the product that they've bought. But in this case, I'm just going to simply say thank you, and I want to show the receipt for what they have purchased. So we're going to come here, and I'm going to say thank you, and we'll say you are Awesome. And then I may leave a message here that may say, check your email for additional instructions. Okay, and we'll take the bold out of this. All right. And then the other thing that I want to do here is I don't want this checkout here anymore. So we're going to be using a different shortcode. So Studiocart actually does come with shortcode. And if you go to their website, in the docs, there is a list of shortcodes that you can use. One of them is called Studiocart Receipt. I'm going to go ahead and copy that shortcode. And I'm going to go back here and replace this one with that shortcode. So just Studiocart Receipt. Okay, and you can put here your order details. Okay. And now we have a nice thank you page. You can format this any way that you want. You could even add video if you have more instructions and links to other things. But for now, just to show the thank you capabilities of this page, we're just going to leave it like this. I'm going to go ahead and publish the page. Okay, now one thing you'll notice is if you look at this page right now, you notice that it doesn't have any information. So how do we get to use a page? Very simple. Go back to the dashboard, go to Studiocart, click on products and select your product. And then what we're going to do here is down here where it says order confirmation, we're going to say we want this to actually display a page, and the page that we want is going to be this thank you page. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then I'm going to go back to our course page, our course sales page here, view the page, and we're back. So let's go ahead and do this again. I'm going to use a different name. I'm just going to say John, and we can use the same email if we want. And our dummy credit card number, and sign up. And there you have it. So now our thank you page is now matching our brand, and we have the order details right here. And because you can build this out in Gutenberg, you can pretty much put anything that you want in this page. Okay. And right here we'll conclude the overview of looking at the free version of Studiocart. So now I want to talk to you about the pro version of Studiocart and show you some of the differences between the free version and the pro version, and I think you're going to be very impressed. Now before I do that, I do want to mention this. Studiocart right now is actually available on Appsumo, and it's available as a lifetime deal, but the actual Studiocart website also offers lifetime deals, but there are some limitations, and the Appsumo deal right now appears to be a much better deal than the actual website is offering. So when you're done with this tutorial, if you're interested in getting this plugin, getting the pro version after what I'm about to show you, I have a link in the description below. This is my affiliate link. It doesn't cost you any more money to use that link, but if you do use that link, I do get a bit of a commission. I do have to disclose that, and that commission just goes to support the channel. So I just wanted to make that clear as I get ready to dive into the pro version of Studiocart. All right, let's jump right into it. To learn more about the pro version of Studiocart, let's go ahead and take a look at the Studiocart websites from the actual developer herself. So developer of this her name is Nicole, and she's got a team that she works with, and they built out this this plugin really to help with clients that needed a very simple way to create funnels and create high converting checkout pages without all the clunkiness of some of the tools that are out there, or spending a ton of money. And so she created this this plugin, and it turns out that it's actually a very, very good plugin. So I just showed you the free version of it, but let's take a look at the pro version. So the first thing you want to know, you notice if you go to the features here on her website, you'll see that there is a free versus pro comparison. And I pretty much showed you everything that you can see here and on the free version. But if you hop over to the pro version of this, you'll notice that there's a two-step checkout, cart abandonment, coupons, custom fields, user account creation, and subscriptions. And then here are the integrations that are included in the free version of Studiocart, and then the pro version as well. But what's not really clear here, what you're not really seeing, is that when you get the Pro version, you actually kind of move away from it being just a simple checkout system to now having the potential of being a very clever sales funnel, where you can actually hop through and have upsells, have order bumps, and other great things like that. And we're going to show you that. I'm going to show you that here in a few minutes. But I wanted to show you her website first. Next, if we go to the pricing of this and look at how this is priced, so there's annual pricing and there's lifetime pricing. So a personal license for one website is $149 a year. Expert is $199 a year, and agency is $349 a year for up to 30 site license. Expert is a 5-site license. And if you go to the lifetime options, it's even more expensive. But you notice you're still limited to 30-site license, even though you're paying almost $1,000 for the plugin. So the reason why I'm telling you this now is because if you go to Appsumo, and you can actually get there, if you want to use my link, you go to CliftonWP.com/StudioCartSumo. So if you type in CliftonWP.com/StudioCartSumo, you'll see that Studiocart is actually being offered on Appsumo. And it is starting at $89, which is a big contrast from the $149 or whatever these other prices are right now. So starting at $89, and it's a lifetime deal. It's got over 61 5-taco reviews or 5-star reviews. And if we scroll down, you can see some of the details. Now, this is on the Pro version of it, and the Pro version has a whole heck of a lot more tools. So I recommend you come here and read up on it, and then also check out some of the demos that are available here as well. We're going to go through some of them, but I wanted you to know that this is available here now. And what I wanted to bring your attention to is if you look at the plan and features, you get lifetime access to the Studiocart Expert plan. So it's lifetime access. You can redeem your codes within 60 days of purchase, and you get all future Expert plan updates. And then you get unlimited products, unlimited funnels, and all this great stuff. Order bumps, one-click upsells and downsells, custom thank you pages, cart abandonment, and so on. But if you go over here, I want to show you what is included. So notice that in the single, you get 5 domains, which is more than, for $89, which is more than what is offered on the pricing chart here. For the double, so if you stack your codes, you get 30 domains, and for multiple, you get unlimited domains. And this is what attracted me here, because I like anything that offers unlimited domains and a lifetime access. But it's entirely up to you. I mean, you might just need this for yourself. So either way, you're still going to get lifetime access to the plugin. So you can read all about Nicole here and describing it, and you can see it's got a ton of reviews, all of them. Everyone's raving about this plugin. It really is a great plugin, and when I show you the benefits of the Pro version of it, you'll agree with me as well. So check it out on Appsumo. Pick it up. I would recommend you pick it up because there's a lot of great things that's coming out. They also have a great roadmap coming through here. So if I look through here, there's a link to the roadmap, and I believe that is down here. So you can kind of see the docs, and here's the Trello roadmap for them, and they have a lot of things planned. But that being said, let's take a look at the Pro plugin, and let's take a look at some of the things that we can do with that. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. This is a really good deal, all things considering what they offer it traditionally for on their website. All right, let's look at the Pro version of the Studiocart plugin. So to go ahead and explore the Pro version, let's go ahead and go back to the dashboard. I've already picked up my copy of the Studiocart Pro plugin, and I did get it from Appsumo, and I picked up I can tell you the one that I got. I got the stacked code, so the multiple for $267. Which is a discount from the $9.99 that is offered on their website. Of course, you don't have to do this. This is more than enough, or this is more than enough. But I like to have unlimited domains, so I did that. But now that I have it, I've already downloaded it from the website, and I'm gonna go ahead and install it into our project here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to plugins, take a look at install plugins, and I'm going to deactivate the free version that is here right now. So I'm going to click on deactivate, and I'm going to say it's temporary deactivation and submit and deactivate. All right, then I'm going to delete that one as well. Great. Now I'm going to click on add new. I'm going to find the pro version of the plugin here in my computer. And there it is. Open, install, and activate. So now that I've installed the pro version, okay, you'll now notice that over here we have some additional links under the admin, right? So now we have subscriptions, we have upsell capability, and if I go to settings this time, under settings we have way more information, right? Before we only had up to the number of decimals. Now we have terms and conditions URL, privacy policy URL. We have an API key to interact with things like Zapier. And then we can even change our coupon parameter name. So if you don't want it to say coupon, maybe you want to say offer or something like that, then you can do that. And then we can disable that product template. Remember that green template that we would see whenever we would create our products? We can go ahead and disable that. So I'm going to disable that right now. My payment method should still remain the same, and I don't have any integrations to do right now, so I'm just going to leave all this alone. But if you also notice, now in addition to the all the integrations we had before, we even have more integrations, including with Teachable, Encharge, Drip, and Google reCAPTCHA. All right, so now let's take a look at what our products look like. So if I go back to my products here, remember our product that we created, it's still here. I'm going to go ahead and click on edit. And if we look here to the left, so before we just had 7 options, now we have a few more options than 7, right? And also notice how the classic editor is now gone, and now the page is now Gutenberg friendly, right? So, but it doesn't matter anyway. We're always going to be using Gutenberg, but I just wanted to point that out. Now, if we go to our page access, that's all this remains the same. So all these benefits are still there. Our payment methods and all this remains the same. But there are a few things that are added on. So now we have form fields. And what this allows us to do is we can now add additional fields. So I may want to add, for instance, I can now add a drop down, a password field, a quantity field, a hidden field. I can choose a text field and make that text field become a username field for new accounts. If I want, I can add quantities now to my products if I want. But whatever fields you create here gets added onto the product. And then I also have a 2-step form option, meaning I can toggle this on and I'll be able to have a 2-step form option. And if we want to see what that looks like, I'm going to go ahead and toggle that on now. I'm going to remove this custom field because we don't need that anymore. I'm going to toggle this on as a 2-step form, and I'm going to click on update. And then let's go back and take a look at our product page now. So I'm going to go to the page and view. And now you can see now I have this 2-step option where I collect the contact information on the front part and I can get the payment option in the second part. So it just streamlines the form a lot better. And this is also something that's pretty cool to be able to use for any kind of free plus shipping offer if you're doing anything like that, or some incremental payment offer where you want to have a 2-step form that operates that. Okay, let's go back to our products and take a look at what we have here with the Pro option. Okay, so I'm going to click here, go to edit. And I'm going to go down to the form fields here, and I'm going to turn off the 2-step option here. So the other thing that we get to control is we also get to control the field visibility. So remember how we had that phone number we weren't using? I can now turn that off. If I have a newsletter that I want people to opt into, I can have them do an opt-in checkbox, and whatever I'm integrated in, it will just give them letting me know that I have the permission to add them to my newsletter. The other thing that we have here, we can also display address fields. So if you're selling a physical product or something that you'll have to ship, you can go ahead and toggle this on, and now you have an address field that will show up on the front end of the form. And now we also have a coupon field, so you can add coupons. You can create coupons to be able to have people get discounts on your product. And there you can see here, right here is the area where we would go ahead and do that. and create coupons. So if you select coupons, you can add as many coupons as you want and set it up according to percentage or fixed amount and label it with any label that you like. You can also set up how valid it, how long the validity of that coupon is, and so on. A lot of great stuff here. The thing that I really wanted to point out is the ability to have an order bump and a couple of upsells. So there's a order bump capability. You can have an upsell, first upsell, and then you can have a second upsell. So you may want to do a first upsell, and then you can also do a downsell, right? And these all link together. This is just really cool stuff, because this basically takes this from a simple payment and checkout plugin to now being a plugin where you can create a very, very simple, very effective sales funnel without all the hassle of some of the tools that are out there that make it a little bit more difficult. And the beauty of Studiocart is that with Studiocart, the product page, right, the product you're creating comes with the checkout built in. So it's just a wonderful combination. We've already seen order confirmation. We've seen notification. What I wanted to show you is integration. So when we look at integrations right now, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this one that I created, and you click on add new. So now we have being able to create a user, and you have a webhook. And with the webhook, you can basically now integrate and communicate with a host of different tools. So there are a lot of tools out there that have webhooks. But now you can take information from here and pass it on to any tool that you want, whether it's ActiveCampaign or ConvertKit or MailerLite, pretty much anything. So this now becomes an integration plugin as well. So why don't we go ahead and test out a few of these items? And what I'll do is I'll end the video, but I will create new videos, a couple new videos on Studiocart where we go through each and every single one of these different capabilities in the Pro version as well. So the first thing I want to demonstrate for you guys is the order bump. So when we go here to the order bump section, we're going to add a order bump to our product. So I'm going to go ahead and let me remove this integration. I'm going to go to order bump, and we're going to enable the order bump. And then from here, you can select a product. So if I had an additional product, I could create a product, and I could select that product from here. But it's not really necessary. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say this is a one-time charge, or it could be a recurring payment if I want it, but let's just make it a one-time charge. So your order bump could actually be a membership, right? And you would have a recurring payment if you were doing that. But let's make it a one-time charge. And let's say the amount's going to be $47. Okay. And it allows us to have a product image. So let's see if we have a suitable image in here that we can use. Let's go to our media library, and let's use an image of let's use this phone. Okay, so we'll use that. Or even better, let's use this computer. Okay, and then position that to the left, and then the checkbox label will say yes, I want this. And then the headline, we could say anything we want. But here we're going to say get this additional benefit, normally $999, now for $37. It's a massive discount. Okay, and then you would then put in your product description here. So you can just say, let's get some Lipsum texts to fill that in. I'm just going to grab a little bit. You know, say too much. All right. And do we want it to replace the main product purchase? No, we want this to be in addition to. And then you can also have a custom thank you page for people that purchase the order bump. So I can have a page for if you don't use the order bump, and I have a page for if you do take on the order bump. But we're going to leave that alone for now. I'm going to go ahead and update this. And then let's take a look at how this actually impacts our checkout. So I'm going to go back out here. We're going to go to our page where we have our course. And when we view the page, now what you'll notice is our checkout has now expanded. So we have the order bump right over here, right? And the order bump is now $37, or actually it's supposed to be $47. Sorry, mistake there, but that's okay. And somebody says, yes, I want this, and it adds the additional $47 to their $47 to their total, and then can go ahead and sign up for the course, and you now increased your order total by doing that. Okay, so that's a very, very powerful piece. Now, what else could we do? Well, we could also create an upsell. Okay, so let's quickly create an upsell just so that you can see how this works, and then we're gonna run through the entire thing, and then we'll wrap up this tutorial. All right. So first, I'm going to go back here to the dashboard. And one of the things that you'll notice here is that now we have, let's see here, now we have under Studiocart, we actually have Upsell Offers. Now, Upsell Offers is a post type that allows you to create upsells, but essentially it's just no different than creating a page, right? So there isn't anything special here, other than the fact that it's the upsell post type, and Studiocart will be able to identify it as an upsell. So I'm going to set it up like I set up any other page. I'm going to come here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable the title. I'm going to set it to full width. Content will be unboxed, and the content vertical padding will be disabled. Okay, I'm also going to get rid of the header and also the footer, and we're going to call this, we'll call this computer upsell. Or actually, let's make it more relevant, and let's call this our SEO upsell. Okay, SEO course upsell. How about that? All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and just create my 2-column layout, and let's set this row over here. The structure settings, I want the width to match the theme. There we go. Awesome. And then the next thing that I want to do here is I want to probably add an image here. So let's go ahead and grab an image, media library, and let's say the upsell is going to be the SEO course. So I'm going to grab this image here, and then I'm going to create a heading, advanced heading, and we're going to say improve your marketing with search engine optimization. Let's spell your correctly. We're search engine optimization. We want this to be a little bit of a bigger title. Okay, I'll make that bold, and the size 45. Line height 50. All right, great. And then we're going to grab some text that kind of describes what the upsell is. So now it's just a rudimentary upsell, just to demonstrate how this works. Awesome. Now let's add a button. Okay, and our button will say, yes, give me the course. And let's go ahead and style our buttons, make it just a little bit nicer. So white text, background color, green, and the hover is fine just the way that it is. All right. Next, let's put the decline, right? So this is what will happen if they accept the course. We also need to have something if they decline the course. So I'm going to go ahead to add a new heading here, and we want this to be a paragraph text, and we want the text to say no Thank you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and center this, and I'm going to add some spacing above it. So let's give it a margin of 20 pixels. Excuse me. All right. So, and then we need a major title, right? So we need, usually something major. So let's create another row here. And we're going to call this row layouts, just one column, the structure, content max width will match bullet header for the theme. I'm going to grab this right here and I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to drag this one down here, and then we'll move it up. We'll move the entire row up. Okay, there we go. And here we'll just say, wait, let's say, we'll say here, wait. One-time exclusive offer just for you. All right. And let's change the color of this so that it's attractive. So we'll make it red. Dictate some urgency. And I'll set this to be centered. And this is just our rudimentary one-time offer. All right, great. So now that we have that, this is now going to be our upsell. So we're going to be offering this course as the upsell. We can do just one more thing here. Let's go ahead and grab this entire row. And let's give this row a background. So come here. Background settings, background color. Let's make it like that. And then let's add some spacing to it. Padding and margin. Let's make this 66. There we go. All right. And then let's publish this upsell. So this is our upsell. Okay. Now I want you to see what happens once we set this up. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. I'm going to go back to our products under Studiocart. I'm going to go to the web design course, click on edit, and we're going to go to the first upsell. Okay. Now that we're here at the first upsell, we're going to say display type. But first we just do a one-time charge. This is going to be our SEO course. And let's say the charge is going to be $97. And then the display type is going to be an upsell offer page. And you can see right here where it says select upsell offer. And here our upsell is now available. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Okay, set that up. And then these are the keys that we need right here, right? So we've got this is what happens when somebody says yes. This is what happens when somebody says no. When somebody says no, it's going to take us to the thank you page. So we need this yes one. Okay. And we're going to go, let's go ahead and update this now. Then let's go back to our page. Oops. Okay. Sorry, let's go back to the dashboard. Let's go back to our upsell offer. Click on edit. Okay, and right here where we have this button, we're going to select the button. And right here where it's asking for a URL, we're going to go ahead and paste in the yes offer and have it accepted. And then where it says the no version of this, we're going to select that, create a hyperlink, paste it in again, but change the yes at the end to no. Okay, have it accepted and update. All right, and now we are done. So in order for your order bump and your upsells to work correctly, one of the things that you want to make sure you do is that you want to make sure you're associating them to an actual product. So we're going to create an actual product that we're going to order bump to and that we could upsell to if we wanted to. So let's call this product our graphic design course. And we'll make this our order bump. I'm going to come here under payment plans and I'm just going to set a simple payment. So let's call this graphic design course. Okay, and we'll set this to be a one-time payment. Let's just say, let's make it $200. Okay, now it doesn't matter the price we put here. If someone's buying it directly, this is the price they pay. But on the order bump, we're gonna give a discounted price. Okay, and so now we're gonna go back to our main product, which is the web design course. Okay, so the web design course is our main product, and now we're gonna set this up to accept an order bump and an upsell. Okay, so I'm going to come here, click on edit, go to the order bump, make sure it is enabled. We're going to select a product for the order bump, and that product is going to be our graphic design course. We're going to leave it at $47. I'm going to correct this to say $47. Okay, and everything looks good here. Next, I'm going to go to the first upsell, and then the first upsell, I'm just going to make sure that it is selecting the SEO course is going to be the upsell. It's $97, and everything here looks great as well. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and run the process from the beginning. So I'm going to come here, pages, all pages, web design course. We're going to put a name and an email and our credit card number. We're going to say yes to the order bump, which has now added the graphic design course as the order bump here. And then I'm going to sign up for the course, and this should take me to the upsell. So here's the upsell. I'm going to say yes to the upsell. And now everything is processed. I'm now on the thank you page, and you can see I now have the website design course, the graphic design course, and the SEO course. And here's my order total. Okay guys, and that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about Studiocart, and you also enjoyed looking at some of the things that you can do, creating your own checkout and your own sales funnel. If you're interested in getting Studiocart, you can get it for free in the WordPress plugin repository for the limited version. If you're looking for the pro version, you can get it on their website, although if you do want a serious discount, so instead of paying $399, you can go to Appsumo and pay $89 and get a lifetime deal for this plugin. And if you're looking to use it on multiple domains, then just simply stack the codes, basically purchase multiple codes. For $267, you can get a lifetime deal, use on unlimited domains, and save money. Basically, not pay the $999 for a 30-site license. You essentially will be paying $267 for unlimited domains. Hey, if you liked this tutorial, please go ahead and smash that like button so we can get some favor from the YouTube algorithm. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe so that you can get notified when I release other videos that we'll be creating on this channel. And if you have subscribed, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I will be seeing all of you in the next video. Thank you.